Take two. Hey, welcome everybody to the Historic Commission meeting, September. Just a quick summary, when you're, everybody signs in great, the agenda's on there, so when it's your turn for your application, you can come forward, have a seat, name and home address for the record, and then tell us about your project. You also need 4 yes votes. We have 5 commissioners, so for anything to pass, you need to know. So welcome. Hey, quick roll call. April here. Thank you very much. Mrs. Orzi. Present. Thank you. Commissioner Walsh, sitting right here. Commissioner Nestor, and myself. Alice absent. We wish him well in his recovery. And let's just do it all. Okay, we have minutes to accept. Does anyone have the motion that we accept the
Second.
minutes of this September 4th meeting? Giddy up. Any questions on the minutes? Okay, all those in favor of the minutes?
Yes.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you. That's right. Okay, our first continued hearing is West South Buckingham Street. Junction with the city family dwelling.
Not here yet.
Not here yet, so we'll come back. Buckingham Street.
Yeah.
West South Buckingham. Okay, we'll come back to that. And the chance to talk. Okay, sir, Pine Street, South Pine Street, your construction. The duplex. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, welcome back. Name, home address.
One sheet, 33 Rawson Hill Drive, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
Great.
It's my second or third time here, we're discussing the plan with duplex. Last time I was here. They wanted me to try to blend the garage more to the house. So what I did is I had it dried out where my carpenter, he can actually put the vinyl siding on the garage doors. So it will look just like the house, and then of course we'll have windows on top panel of the garage, so. That's what they were asking for, so that's went forward. Looks like this.
Great, and the materials again on the outside.
Material, like I said, I sent him all the list, I was able to get a piece of vinyl for the. Anybody needs to see it, I think the one feels. A great cut piece,
So I'll show on top.
so.
All about visual. Great.
And, yeah, for windows, I asked them for sample, they don't have it, but I did send Andrew the link and the pictures of the windows. It's actually the same exact window model that they use on the other 2 duplexes that they built across the street. So it's the same exact model. The window that we. Not that.
It's slim lines.
Yeah.
Either.
I have a picture here on where they should, yeah, that's.
Reliable 150 series, is that right? What's that side of it? And flat. Let's get like this. And Andrew will be able to confirm that this is the same model than the other 2 who built on that. Okay, if you didn't, just ask him.
What I did, I actually went through the minutes of the previous meeting, and looked at the meetings when they were here. And that was the window that they mentioned, but we just go to that same window, but we sure.
So your solution to the garage doors is
Yeah, they said last time I was here, they wanted them to look more like the house, so they, I think one of the. Councils that were here, they said to see if we can have the wine siding put on the door, so it'll look more like the
Like
house.
I said, it's just white.
Yes.
Most of them are.
Right, yeah, and I can bring up the site plan so you can see what the. Yeah. So you can see that the challenge for off-street parking is pretty.
Can we see the street again, if the house is beside it? Thank you.
Yeah, I just.
You're with 246, you would be named the application.
There and keyboard decided.
Feel free to move.
No. Takes a second to respond. 16, yep. Thank you. So where's the property?
Yeah.
So the two duplexes are down the street with the this one. Are they
They're going.
the other way?
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the other side, right there. And you can go back to the side that the house is conforming. Thanks. So that's that. I know it's just gonna be less from the, it's a couple down there. One more down, right?
Yes, the one next to the foreman wash.
Not the corner. It's in the middle, right? It's right next to the,
Yes.
yeah, that's
the other house in the production.
yeah, this should.
You want me to continue going down the street?
Just. But it's immediately. So
What's going on here? What is is that a parking lot? There? Probably not officially, but it's just. I say, sorry.
What I looked, I think it's owned by somebody behind that building.
Yeah.
Commercial use.
I see.
And that other house right down, the yellow house. That's just another. Yeah, beautiful, no, it's like a two block. Right top. I apologize. You just bring it from the street map again, I just want to see the street.
Yeah.
Like
Right there, just
oh, yeah, it's.
the map, yeah, that.
You put the back arrow next to the street number. Next to the street, if that's.
Oh, yeah, next to. Oh, because I did.
Right. On the main, on the street, then see me. Move your mouse to the left. And then go up. Right there,
Yeah.
yeah. Zoom in.
Okay, so we're gonna be stuck, it's not right there. Yeah,
Right.
I think it's right here.
oh, okay,
Yes.
that's it, right there.
Yeah, yes.
You just back out. So that's when it's starting to go downhill. This way.
Oh, down the.
Yeah, go down. Just barely kind of.
Still
a little flat there, you're gonna you gotta get to Maple.
It's gonna come out to Maple Street, and then it's the rest of that is going to hold me, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's subject to building inspector.
you changed the doors to have windows on the top.
Windows on the top and vinyl on the bottom.
Yeah, honestly, think that would be an appropriate solution for the ground. But the windows, fine.
So we can put up all windows if you prefer that.
No, I'm just thinking out loud, because I wasn't. It's a discussion between the opposition. But it just seems, vinyl seems like they just used the garage door would last or wouldn't.
Well, it's still be a metallic door, but they're gonna cover it up.
I know, I almost sounds like maybe you find the door that more appropriately do those, it's not having to add something to it.
Yeah,
Because I could just picture a door going in vinyl, get the bedroom twisted.
well, he said he's gonna do like each panel at a time, so when it opens, it won't interfere.
Well, I'm sure of that, it just. It doesn't sound like it would look as good as a specific garage door, if you could find one that's.
I reached out to like 4 different garage people over here.
They could find something that would be similar to your siding.
Exactly.
So what are these garage doors? Is there like a model for these or?
Yeah, it's also.
I saw the doors and the windows, I didn't see the garage door.
Yeah, it's just a standard 8 foot by 7 foot garage door, so.
This is a flat panel that you're.
Flat.
Flat over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Proper garage doors from, if you look at those front porch area you discussed with them. Previously.
Yeah, and what actually we made it look exactly like part of it, so we didn't see it very well.
But your illustration makes it look like it's gonna be concrete.
We can do concrete or we can do the other one, so.
We don't want to do concrete.
Okay,
So this just the way it looks
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
this looks like.
no, we were,
concrete.
yeah, we were talking about the wood boards, actually, not the wood, they're not as they have the lines in
And the lattice.
Yeah.
The lattice.
Yeah.
So using tongue and groove and not making it a deck. and
Right.
Using. Or not treat deck material,
Right.
so you covered all that already, apologize if you took it, hashing it over again.
No, it's important because, this is, we're full on, so it's a new build and part of the thing that happens is, especially with the builds, as you talk about it over more than one meeting. Then it gets finished and sometimes the things we talked about aren't what's in there,
I understand.
right? And then once it's there, it's hard to undo it.
Mhm.
So this is the time to actually talk about the pieces of work.
Okay, so that will be a normal, more like a normal porch,
Mhm.
wood floor, tongue and groove
Mhm.
with the lattice.
Right.
Instead of.
Yes.
Looks like it's only gonna be a couple of steps high, so it
Yeah.
might not be a railing.
Right, yeah, it's less than 3, so we try to keep it less than 3, but then you don't have to do it really, so.
Right. Now, you have 2 columns there.
Mhm.
Are they holding up something?
Yes, they're actually supporting the,
I'm just wondering why they're offset, why they would not be just either on the corners or in the middle.
well, in the middle, we have the door, right?
I mean, well, yeah, but what's the distance, that porch is how?
I think that's just the designer, but if it helps you guys, we can definitely put it in the center. We don't have-
Well,
I think that,
I'm walking out the door, how wide is that little porch gonna be?
that porch, I think is,
What is that?
4 feet.
Just 4 feet.
So
feet by, that's my,
you see how these are, the posts are on the corners?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen, is it doesn't look like that on the drawing.
So I can see from this, these garages are coming out like they're a wall on the end of those porches, see, this doesn't. I mean, illustrate that way.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, if you would like, we can definitely have them put the columns on each end of the, that'll be fine.
well, a little complicated, a little bit, as you figure it. You might see this picture is with the column, and you're looking at this one, it makes it look like this roof thing is sticking out past the end of the garage. Whereas this one is just in between, up there, it's just in between the garage.
It'll be right.
Right,
Yes.
so, right, so it might.
So
It might,
It's like indented. It looks like the
Right.
roof is
Yeah.
beyond.
right,
The
so.
roof is over the front of the facade.
Right, so this is actually fairly simple, what I'm thinking is that the columns should be in, well, if that's even with the garage, that could be framed in a way that it looks like a column on each end,
Right,
and then have one column on each moving in, so that when you're walking out the door, you're walking out between two columns, and then the railing is going in between the two columns.
okay.
I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, I mean, that's not.
No, no, actually, that would make it easy for us.
I think that might give it a little more, but I can't unless I actually see it. I don't have a, yeah, that was here be drawing.
Well, this is the smaller side, but you have what's next door.
Right.
While it's a much wider porch,
Mhm.
aesthetically, that's what it is, right? You have an end support,
Right.
and then you have inner ones that kind of straddle the door, so when you look at it. It's kind of linear, you have bookends, and then you have a kind of a center that highlights where the door is.
That's my only thoughts right now.
And does the porch or the roof, does the roof go out beyond the porch?
I think it's like 1 foot overhang,
On the roof? That's great.
just to divert the water.
And then the roof, the shingles,
Yes, we'll just send,
black asphalt.
yes.
Shingles, refab or engineering or.
Architectural shingles,
Yeah.
just like. Most common one,
And then the peaks are going to be. Black. Peaks are going to be shingle. Mimicking or actually.
Shapes.
Are those shapes above?
Yep. So with that, we're open to like, we can either do it the same color as the house, or we can do them in that color. Or like in another house, what we did, and I can show you a picture, we actually went vertical on the shades, and it actually looked really good, or like I said, we're open. No, but like I said, we can just keep it all one color, that's what you guys.
No, I don't, color is not what I'm asking, it's just what's the material of. the
Shades,
top?
it'll be shades.
Actual shades.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, no, vinyl shades.
So it's like a vinyl.
Yeah.
Mimicking wood shades.
Yes, exactly, it will look like a regular video.
And color wise, I don't have any particular opinion. I think the two different colors, I think I'm okay with that. I think that would actually be. Again. Wow.
Any other questions from the Commissioner on the design and material?
so, just want to be sure that you've agreed that you're gonna move the pillars. So they'll come here at the edge of the,
Right.
right, and
Yes, I can.
that'll be. Come up here, and then this will look like a pillar, the end of the garage.
Right, but.
But it won't be a pillar,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. So you want, basically, you want the pillars at the ends of the handrail, so.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it'll look better.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think it'll be actually.
Right.
better for us.
Any questions on the vinyl platform that's being proposed on this?
Your experience with this vinyl, anyone who? I had a commissioner.
No, that's, yes, I think there's there are vinyls that like that limits wood
Right.
than that, but. Sure, you know what vinyl.
Yes.
Types they are.
I mean, the only other ones you do is the shakes, right? But those things.
Well, I mean, there's the difference in the quality of that.
Right.
There versus something else that made it wood better.
One thing I would say that
That's
maybe
not-
would better would be like the shake style vinyl, but those are like 3 times as fast.
Where do you go, where do you work?
Yeah, party board, that's 3-4 times as fast.
But you get an authentic though.
Is this the house that you will live in?
No, I would actually just keep it as an investment property.
Roof, windows. Sinks. Blackboard. The decking material itself, and we talked about, it's gonna be like non-roof,
Yes,
it's not gonna be. Is it gonna be Douglas fir, what's it gonna be, for material?
we can use anyone that's out there. If you have a preference of one, we could use that.
Quotes. For. Douglas fir is what usually came with important things on your roof, when you look from the street, typically it runs.
Okay,
Vertically, and obviously a corner board in the bottom, but
that's fine. That's fine.
So it would run from the house out toward the street,
Okay,
right?
so basically you're talking about instead of going
Right.
horizontal, do a vertical.
Right,
Yes.
from the house to.
Okay, that's
Right.
fine. Not to the street, but to the end of the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
Neighborhood.
I got that.
it's not a very good deck.
Are these, some of these we gotta read? This, what's it?
No, they don't have anything on it.
What's the one with?
They don't have anything on.
That's what's punished.
Nope. It's very good. Okay, any other questions?
And actually, before I even started, before I even purchased the land, I actually went through the neighborhood council, I believe she was on there.
Yeah.
I showed her the design, they all started very issue to the that's all. Then I went to the city council for the variance.
Yeah. Good, thanks. Good. Back to the garage door. Is there anything else on the garage door? We thought-
No, I don't, I mean, I think there may be a better solution, that's. It just seems like there might be a manufactured door that would actually look better than trying to vinyl side.
Abandoned totally clean.
Sure, but I have no other questions about that. Approval, and then you're not gonna vinyl side, and then you still gotta come back. with
I understand.
all that, I know you do,
Yes.
but that's just,
Yeah.
trying to think this out, so you don't have to go, so you. Okay, you know, but it's all they have.
Okay. Thank you. Very good. I'll open it up to public comment. Does anyone like to speak for or against the project? Anyone like to speak for or against the project? Okay, hearing none.
I would like to.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi. That's okay. Erica Swallow, 64 Washington Road. I speak opposed to the project due to massing and materials. I did hear a couple things that are on point with historic guidelines, including the tongue and groove flooring for the porch and that it's running from the house to the street, as well as there was one other. Oh, the windows in the black frame, 1/1 pane windows. Those are both in line with guidelines. However, the general massing of this home does not conform with any historic guidelines. Neither does the inclusion of the 2 garages on front. And the 2 examples of duplexes you showed nearby actually comply beautifully and would have been great examples of what could have been the building plan for this duplex that has a more single family look, where you enter in and have units, either 1/1 or side by sides. And obviously we know that the homes in this neighborhood have detached garages. Now, obviously, there might be constraints on the uh, site, as far as ability to get a detached in there, but a better solution would be to have a single driveway that goes to the back for access to garages in the back. And then as far as materials are concerned, vinyl siding is inappropriate for this neighborhood. It should be a hard board, whether it be hardy board or actual wood. I was glad to hear that Douglas fir or another hardwood would be used for the porch flooring, but the rest of this home needs to also be something other than vinyl. So in opposition for this plan, and I'm confused why the garage doors remained from the last meeting to this meeting because they're clearly not appropriate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You got everybody? We're good online? Question. Okay, close the public comment. Bring it back to the commissioners. Any other discussion on the proposal?
Was there any previous proposal to have parking in the rear?
Yes, we spoke about it in the last meeting, right? So on this project, the lot is really narrow. It's only leaves about 3.5 feet on one side, and 5 feet on the other side. So there's no way to get the parking to the back, to actually have a proper driveway that will run to the back. The lot actually narrows even further on the right-hand side of the property, if you look at the plot plan. That was all considered even before we went to neighborhood council and everything else was. And we spoke about it in the last meeting.
Do you have any comment from the neighborhood council on these?
There's all evidence back here.
I don't see it.
Okay, here what Eric Swamp was saying, if there were room, I think that parking that those are up there, but there's
I mean, my issue is, the biggest issue I see with this is because it's not a setback. It's right down the street and those garage doors are front and center. And they become part of what you see.
that's mostly what I'm worried about.
And that's what I'm thinking, it's becoming the highlight of the house. If you look at the other houses
That's right.
around, part of what they do is they draw your eye to the windows, they draw you out to the porch. I like what you've done with the roofs, but because this is almost on street, everything you see is kind of expanded, so the garage doors aren't typically what you find in any kind of the Victorian, so whatever's there kind of highlights the whole front of the facade. Your eyes are drawn certainly to the front door, but now the garage doors kind of look like, right? It's very visual because they're so big.
Right.
So they become a big feature and I don't. I mean, put the same vinyl siding on these, I don't think is gonna. Make this blend in, I think it's gonna poke your eye out. Or poke my eye out.
Is there any thought to making the footprint of the house smaller? So you can get to the back?
If we did that, there was no way to do a two-family, because the lot is very small for that. Like I said, that's why, like, even before purchasing, we went through the neighborhood to make sure they were okay with everything. Everybody spoke in the favor of that. And I believe that garages provide a great convenience for people, especially when living in New England, it gets really cold. People have little kids sometimes, every house that we build with garages,
We understand that, just not historic.
No, I understand that,
That's what our assessments what I was gonna present, so.
And like you said, when I saw the other two houses that were on the right side of me, they both had garages. Said they didn't have two garages, they had one.
That's part of
So that's why I didn't see that it would be an issue.
Oh, you're still in discussion.
We're still in discussion. We have,
They're not going to be not in garages.
No.
Just driveways.
Problem is that. Two parking spots for each one, so you gotta have
Right.
off-street parking, so we won't have that, that's the problem.
No, I understand that. I mean, you have two driveways, but not garages.
But they're only enough to one car, two, no. And in the rear, there's not enough setback to where you can put the house back and the 18 feet to have two cars parking for each. You gotta have two, as for the city garden, there are two spots for each side. That'll all consider.
That's a tough, it's a tough one. You know, a couple things I'm concerned with the garage doors, on the other side.
Mhm.
As well. I mean, the general presentation of the house. What they would be.
But the siding, like you said, we use the same exact one the other two people use, the same material, same.
The siding's the same, too,
Yeah.
it's not just windows.
One siding to me, not the color, obviously.
No, not the color.
Even the two they did had two different colors.
I see that makes sense.
Yes.
And I'm just commenting on this because there's.
I mean, it is tough texture.
There are some. There are some that are a little more resemblance than that. This cost more, always cost more. So. Is there a motion?
We have motion or discussion or something on whatever or bridge.
And I just sort of, I think the garage, if people are gonna vote to approve with the garage is there, I think the vinyl siding shouldn't be on. Windows should be in there. But the vinyl siding, I just can't picture that looking better than a regular.
The original drawing, did you see it?
I have it on the screen.
That one.
That's what it
Didn't
looks
have
like.
windows.
That's it.
And I
It
think
looked
that's,
like
in the last meeting they brought up, I have no idea.
this one, right
Yeah.
there,
Oh, yeah, I have that here. I see.
and it just jumps out at you, so. We went to the,
Yeah, well, right, I agree with all of that. I'm just trying to picture, trying to put siding on, it's like hide the garage door, you're never gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, it's okay. We voted, it's okay.
well, it was white.
Yeah.
And so it was the only thing you saw when you looked at the
Sure.
front.
Yeah, but it has, the color has to be perfect.
May I ask a question? Sure. Have you explored recessing the garages back so that front porch is out in front of the garages, having the garage recessed in? It looks like you might still meet your targets here.
The setback.
Yeah, so essentially the back there would be pushed back with, you know, the.
No, because then the first floor living space would be extremely small, because you put the garage in the back, you're gonna eat away from that space, that's on the first floor.
You're talking about just moving it.
Well,
back.
we're the whole building back.
Yeah, so you put it in the building space.
Oh, the whole building.
You
to
just
the
move the
back.
building back.
Well, initially I was talking about moving the garages back and having the porch out.
Stick out a little.
Right.
Garages.
Right,
Yeah, the whole building, we don't have enough setbacks to do that.
Should it 5-1. So the struggle for us is those front garage doors are not. They're not, part of what we would think in a Victorian, even though this area has a lot of non-Victorian.
But if you look at the house that's to the right, it's got a garage and it's all just white, right? It sticks out a lot more than this one, right? And the one next to it has the same exact thing.
Yeah, that's right,
And that's how initially we had all one color.
yeah, but we always kind of tell people, like, if the three of us are going on 91 and we're all going 100 miles an hour, and both meet other, doesn't mean that. You
No, I
know,
understand.
I mean, some people do things and they don't
And that's why
ask permission, so.
they recommended like adding windows to it, we did that, they recommended blending it to the house.
Yeah, this is hard, It's hard, no, it's.
Then,
You know, I would be more open on the garage doors if they, I don't know, the original one that was all black with black panels. With lights across the top.
That's still an option.
Would be less than, all of this, cause with the lights across the top,
Yeah,
with all black panels, the black panels would match all of the windows, it would be less. You'd be less focused on the doors.
We can do that, that's actually a lot less work.
That's just my opinion, but in looking at both renderings, this one, your eyes are drawn to both of those garages.
So I'll be happy to do all black and just have the windows on the top panels, like you said.
The roof came to the ends of the building. And the overhang stuck out across the garages,
that would help as well.
then you wouldn't feel like it's right there.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know because. What it takes to really even do that.
So we're asking, can you put a little roof above?
We can, instead of that would help, I think then the front setbacks will become an issue at that point, right? Because the whole thing is set on setbacks, so now if you're pulling the roof off 2 feet. Now you're eating up 2 feet from the front setbacks. And those are the setbacks that we were able to get approved through city council at a variance.
Looks like you're proposing 18 with a 15-foot setback.
Right.
So we have 3 feet to play with.
Right, and then again, you need 18 feet for a parking spot, so
But you could park underneath it.
Yes.
It wouldn't hinder your ability to park.
that's true. Like I said, as far as the garage, if you think like doing all black and doing the windows on the top, I would love to do that, actually.
I'm done. Okay, I've asked as many questions as I can answer.
Somebody wanna? Anyone else have anything else on this, or I'll make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion, I would accept. 236 Pine Street, so building new duplex. As presented, windows. Black garage door with windows, changing and making sure the front porch is. Further kind of move the lattice and then moving the columns to the ends of the rails. At the top would be. Shingles. Leave anything else out of that?
Having the 2 columns for the.
Columns on the
Word, I did say some columns at the end, so. After 2 columns.
At the end of it.
That's right, then,
Does that make sense to you?
yeah, that's fine.
That's the one.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any other discussion on about them? Hey, I'll take the vote. Commissioner Cole? Oh, I'm sorry, your abstention for this one. Commissioner Doherty?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Esquire?
Yes.
Yes, as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're approved for all the things that we talked about. This is.
So you wanna do the black garage?
Yes, yep, so everything we have that we've included in this what you're approved to be, it's gonna be in front of you. If you find out you can't do it for some reason, or you can't put the pillar, or you can't do this, you can't do that, come back and we'll, right, okay.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you're doing, Steve, that was.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I'd like to make the motion with still. Getting in the call, I won't be doing so.
Good evening.
to the next meeting? What's the date of the next meeting?
October 2nd.
And they're also asking for an extension,
Okay, so they're asking for an extension to 30 days.
30 days.
October 2nd.
And it'd be,
So I'd like to make a motion for the extension and so we have to continue this application to the October 2nd meeting.
Okay, any other discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Any exceptions? Okay. 52 is meeting. Yeah, extended.
I do thank our applicant for.
Oh, great. That's. Oh. And then we'll go back to construction of the single family dwelling with lot.
Yeah,
Name and address of the record.
yes, Joseph Vergari, home address is 643 Vernison Road, Greenfield, Mass. We come back to the drawing board with some advice and help from the neighborhood director, Mr. Boone, who is extremely helpful and great to work with. Not sure if he's here or not.
Not here, it's me.
Well, that's still my opinion.
Um.
The builders I'm working with were a little naive to the neighborhood, regulations and such. But, Mr. Boone has certainly steered us in the right direction. And we, presented a plan a few days ago to Mr. Boone. He had a couple suggestions. Plan was adjusted based on his suggestions. Things like wider, wider, trim boards and such.
Yeah.
And then we resubmitted. The updated, I'm not sure if we're able to discuss the resubmitted one,
Sure.
but that's where we're at, and again, on to the board for approval.
Great. So can you just kind of go through the whole piece here of, materials and what you have? I mean, the updated design is great.
Yep, the builders, I hope put in here, they're gonna use hardy board, it's their specialty. They're, again, we got a design, actually, not only Mr. Boone, but there was another. Neighbor who also gave suggestions on areas that they could find housing. So we went with the, the high pitched roofs. The open windows. Garage not facing the road. Which is also another good idea. I believe there was, well, it doesn't matter, there was a drawing that didn't look, there were steps going in the front and out the back. Guess that's kind of my,
Excuse me, if it's in the back.
Yeah.
The fellow window style.
that was what was originally presented.
okay, yeah,
It's a slim, okay, here it is.
sorry that I don't know
It
that.
does look like that's it. This is the fellow window, it's slim. So it's a slim line window in black, correct? The color's black.
No.
One thing I see from looking at this, so it's the how the porch. Started talking about a little porch, not there, not a 50 one. I don't know how the porch is basically finished. Well, it's the so what I mean, I'm getting nervous until the light would be on there, but the end they had a.
Underneath that.
Something.
I didn't show that, doesn't it?
No. But that's,
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
yeah, that's, well, that's a historic details, not that I, they have to be framing ladders, not just.
okay,
I mean,
these guys can do it.
yeah,
Obviously, we put it as condition.
Yeah.
And it's drawn out for them, they certainly will adhere to that.
Yeah, generally the lattice would not be plastic, it would be.
Wood lattice.
Yeah.
Okay. Painted, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But just one other question on the window, these are gonna be 3/2 on grid patterns. Right. You're gonna have some kind of grid pattern, they're not gonna be clear like 1/1s.
What's the fur? Looks like
Well, you could, I mean,
Ones.
whatever's there, I mean, it's just, I just want to be clear on what's being proposed. Yeah, grid pattern 3/2.
Yeah. I'm here.
Well, the original was 3/2, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so I think a 1/1 would probably be more close.
Yeah,
If you have 1/1, I mean, it's really up to you, 1/1, just maybe it's clear, just a clear window on
Yeah.
top, and a clear window on the bottom, that's what a 1/1 pattern is.
Yeah,
This is a right, it shows. Yeah, it's a 1/1, so I don't want the ones into it, but I think 3/2 is just kind of.
okay. And is this original application was for that colonial?
Yeah, yeah.
So I in some ways wish maybe this was cleaned up and get along with the drawing. I don't think it was. This was probably the original, so I'd love to, we could have these conditions.
We will, that's why we're
And
going,
then-
we just want to make sure we're all on the same
Of course.
page, we end up with the same layout
Agreed.
of what everybody's agreeing to, we want to make sure you of course know.
These builders will agree to that.
I think the intent with the materials of the original application was largely accepted by the commissioners through design. So,
Yeah, we didn't get into it.
We didn't get it right.
Design.
We didn't get too far.
Yeah,
We didn't
it's
get too
just
far.
wait.
Now we're kind of getting to,
No, this is a good, I think this is a good design. Yeah, what we're used to seeing for historically.
Yeah. The front door, we talked about windows with doors all. Saw that.
it looks,
A little bit on the architect's piece, so. So this is another thermal true grid entry door, so. What's important is which one we're proposing, if there's different styles in the packet.
Again, well, looks like this latest drawing have a single. Single door with, looks like you got two windows on the edges.
It's lights on the edges, then with got the three. Might be 3 lights on the top.
Yeah, it does look like it's not okay, like
Yes,
that, like,
it would be appropriate to have. Glass.
You got, right, but
this one's got the three windows up top. Does it historical significance for that?
just more listed here.
I know.
yeah. Which of those are you intending?
I think the intent is in the drawing, looks like there's three upper windows.
This one? Is that what you-
No, yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
that could be
So it's
similar.
this one.
That's the
If you go to
closest
the next
one,
one, Andrew,
that's
right
the
there.
closest one to what's in the drawing.
If you go back to one, that
Yes, I see it.
seems,
Right.
You have
So
that lights on it.
Yeah, so the.
look like there's two windows on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a light on each side or an open window
Yeah,
on each
that's what you're
side,
talking about.
but the door itself
Okay,
as the three.
has the three lights on top.
So, yeah, it's, if it's this one, it's actually six, or it looks like.
Yeah,
it.
and so what you have listed for the actual
yeah,
products, it would be the one that actually has this, that's, I mean, if that's the one you're suggesting.
it will be, yeah.
That's closest to what's in the plan.
Is there an indication as to what that door is seared at?
Thermal through shaker entry. 36.
Okay,
You sent this, so this would be.
yeah, I know, yeah, well, we're sort of a team here.
So.
Don't worry, so I'm gonna say, so are we.
Okay, thermo true shaker entry, yeah, I see it there, yep, third one, yeah. 6x8.
And that was all best of what we have in the plan.
I agree,
It's better than.
Yeah,
The other
yeah.
ones that are.
and assuming it's consistent with the neighborhood, obviously.
I think it's more than, so than the other one.
Okay.
Sure.
To be consistent. The lights on the side would be less consistent, although it would probably look good, but I think.
They usually didn't have those side.
Okay,
But they had. There's some that had. Framing that's gonna make the door a little wider.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I can't really figure out what that is right now for you.
I'm personally surprised they would do the door with two side windows, it seems like an expensive.
Well, if you really got to have a double
Yeah,
there. Separate door, then two doors together, which.
could they eliminate the two side windows and go with the thermal shaker entry with the three windows there and?
No, the detail of the windows, it's really done. The wood framing thing that makes it, I can't even get a picture, anybody got a? You look at?
Yeah.
Because if you looked at what I'm thinking, you know, I can't project that to the screen, and could not do that, I'm sure. Yes,
And we talked about the porch, to the porch stacking materials.
it just covers that.
You said that would be a.
On your roof, with birds. So it would be birds,
It has the lines heard from the last, from
The door or the street.
the door to the house.
Okay.
If there is a case for rails, if you're high enough that you need to put in rail, so for just the width.
For the stairs.
For the stairs, after that porch. In the porch rail design, there's really nothing there, it doesn't show us rail.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on the? You know, railings?
I think,
Just.
I think the village would typically do a vinyl railing one across, but I'm not sure if that's consistent. Okay, there you go. Okay.
More it looks like plastic and vinyl, the rest of it.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, this big. Design with railings and stuff, instead they have like a bevel top. That almost looks like your hand.
You're not just screwing the house you're talking to that.
So the valves, there's actually
Side
on the inside
and the bottom one too, that's
Okay.
side.
Yeah,
That's just the detail of the area. Yeah, there really isn't that much price. I don't know if any hard ever do it. They
Yeah.
a bit more time, they're more wood just like them.
they're not staple to the outside of the railing.
of course, right.
Only volume, just.
Yeah.
They'll literally look like a one-dimensional railing.
Yeah,
Just
Right, so these, if you look at any of these, they all have a. Go down the top,
Okay.
all the balusters go on the inside and the top, they go into the bottom, railing on the bottom and the collector. The height,
If you're right, no, it's gonna be.
I don't think I would. So. That's typically kind of the design piece of it, but that would need to be. Kind of confirmed as the railings and the porch itself are just as important.
Yeah, of course.
It's the center, it's what everybody's gonna see.
Yeah, of course.
So
Street view.
with what material that's gonna be?
Guessing wood. I don't have an answer. If the board suggests it, we can put it in as a condition. The builders will build it.
Yeah, the design, the height, the height of the railings looks. Right. Typically the railing
36.
would be higher, well typically they would be lower. There's so.
Well, the height of the window, so.
Right, so these would be,
Whatever, however high the windows
Those
are.
are provide them for this.
How high is the porch off the ground? Yeah, quite so there, it's not very high.
It's
2 steps or 3,
like 2 steps up.
so less than 30 inches. And 24.
Looks like on the side elevations. Like the 2, third one up. I don't have the elevations.
okay, so typically the railing height, yeah.
Yeah, the bird's eye view looks like it has 1, 2, and then a third step up.
So if the railings are going to be at the bottom of the windows, it's going to be a small railing, right, short. It was just,
You'd have the black pipe bring that.
so if it's too short for code, in other words, if you're too high and you set code, they usually suggest a black pipe center.
Okay, across it makes the difference between the new code height and the.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's okay to make.
yeah. Then you have a black pipe, that means.
It doesn't look, you drive by now, you
Okay.
can see it.
I see
And
what
then
you
the
mean.
railing to walk down the stairs would be the same.
Same black pipe, okay.
You would basically take these would shorten,
Yeah,
and then you would have a black pipe that would.
that would mean the 36-inch,
And
40.
because it's black, you're not gonna see this red.
Okay.
Between.
Yeah, I think this is all within their range, for sure.
And then just one word, we had talked about it before, the pillars. The materials on the pillars.
Listen. What's suggested? What's consistent, not plastic and both.
Something like, typically would be something that will change, okay.
I mean, there are some that are acceptable, just not, some are just cheap. The bottom line is, you know, to go all Home Depot and go to Lowe's, you're not gonna get the kind of pillars from Gallus.
Right, fiberglass or
You know,
wood.
you know, there's like-
Wood is always good.
Yeah,
There's other specialty places that.
Right.
take care of it.
It'll just really make it
These
look more
are gonna be square.
round.
Square.
Yeah,
Square, at least that's the easier way.
It's round.
So, we got squares.
Yes.
I got squares with my fork.
Okay, we talked about. Shingles, right? These black.
roof shingles.
Yeah,
Charcoal.
these are on here, yeah, GAF timberline, charcoal, yeah, architectural shingle. Yep, you got the valley, so you got the windows, the porch overhang, we talked about the. Decking for the porch,
Lattice.
you got the door, the lattice underneath, right?
Stairs.
Realize from the base of the porch down.
Down,
So it's 3 steps up
yeah,
and will there be any handrails? The pillars on the porch,
down, it'd be the black pipe handrail suggested.
right,
Yep.
Yep.
Similar to what would meet code for
Yeah.
them.
well, this would be for the ramp.
Yeah, going up the stairs, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, make that sure everything,
Yeah.
Like this thing here?
We'll make that motion without a checklist.
so make sure we cover it, you got a whole house.
But I think
It's gonna be a beautiful house.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a house like that built in anymore.
Yeah.
That neighborhood's hard to get done, so.
Yeah, it's a large lot,
I appreciate what you're trying to build.
yeah.
Should be beautiful.
Okay, any other contributions or questions from commissioners? Okay, Dr. Cole? Good. To read the. Something that. Public record first was okay. Like to, ask for public comment, does anyone like to speak for or against the project at Buckinghamshire Street with construction? Yes.
I'm Harry Seymour, I live at 68 Washington Road, and I highly approve of this project. It shows you what you can do if you really put your mind to it to create an historic property. And I also just want to commend that 2 residents were brought in to consult with the people in the neighborhood where they live.
Great, thanks. Anyone else think to speak for or against?
I would.
Okay, go ahead, Erica.
Hey, it's Erica. I would also like to.
Address for the record, please.
Oh, Erica Swallow, 64 Washington Road. And I would also like to speak in strong support of this plan. It has all the elements that are necessary for the guidelines in McKnight, the massing, the windows, the porch. It is probably the best design I've seen in the meetings I've gone to. And I did want to give, if I can share, I have a few door suggestions. That would be the one thing I would just say to narrow down on. But even if this went through and that style door did go through, I would support it. I just sent my request to share if I can. I just have four quick, just like almost a history.
Typically with public comment, it's for, against, and some sentences, and that's it. If you had something to share, you'd send it in a letter or.
Oh, got it. Well, I'll just say in words then, a couple examples of doors that would work would be a door with two side lights and a transom window. Usually the Victorian Queen Anne style doors and side lights have wood panels at the bottom though. So that's one option. Or if that's not economical, another option would be just a door with windows with that wood panel at the bottom. A third option would be just an all wood door. This could be an opportunity for actually utilizing a repurposed wood door, a historic wood door. And then a fourth option would be a wood door with a Queen Anne style storm door wooden also on it, just to bring a, so
Thank you.
that's, yep.
Okay, anyone else online or in person for speaking for or against? Okay, thank you. I'll close the public comment, bring it back to the commission. Read? I'll read two guides. We had some public comments. Some of it is in the packet. These were the new ones. First one's from Jim Boone. This was dated September 1st. Springfield Sewer Commission, already construction, Buckingham Street. We sent earlier letters in reference to this property. I want to make sure I want them to be part of the ongoing discussion. Though I prefer a two-story which would be more in keeping with this numbers. I found that there's only one single-story home in McKnight. Similar to this one that proposed. It's 39 Harvard Street, built 1891. Sent several messages to the builder with ideas, suggestions, and pictures. Below is the latest message. I sent suggestions and details, my thoughts, and some hope we can agree to design that is compatible with the neighborhood. Message to the builder: thank you for this design. Although I would have approved a two-story building more in keeping with its neighbors, I found a neighborhood example that is like your design, so it is not unprecedented. You can look at the attached photo of 39 Harvard Street, was built in 1891. Here in the McKnight district, I've attached pictures of 39 Harvard taken in 1939. I think you can see some of its details. You get a flavor of the Queen Anne design, maybe add some deer design. Sounds like you did. Trim size on the corners and around the windows is important and should be wider. The porch columns on your design could be a bit bigger. Rounded or square columns appropriate. Roof should be slate color asphalt brick champagne. Windows should be dark in color. All windows visible from the street should be double hung, not smaller sliders. If you could present something like this, that can be acceptable. Any calls or questions, Jim Boone with his phone number. The second one is also from Jim on September 16th. Right, supported this new design submitted by Joe Ruggieri for a new house on the west side of Buckingham Street. My previous letters can be withdrawn. We've communicated back and forth with suggestions, and he has worked hard to come up with a design that's appropriate for the site in the McKnight Historic District. I've suggested to him and now to the commission the following details should be included in this plan. Trim boards around the windows and corner boards should be wider as is custom with the Queen Anne stick-style houses. All windows visible from the street should be double hung style and dark in color. Windows on the right with a plan or single pane and not appropriate. No materials were mentioned in the proposal. It should be emphasized that hardboard should be used. No vinyl. All materials should be reviewed by the commission. Thank you for your attention and careful review of this plan. It is possible that this new home will be an asset to the neighborhood, example for others on how new housing should be designed. Very good. That's it for public comment. So back to the commission. And no one has any other questions?
I'd like to make
Develop a motion.
but I don't believe I can do it without some kind of notations from.
Yeah.
I'm here, but I don't know if you can read my handwriting. Purple.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I'd like to make a motion to accept the application. To the west side of Buckingham Street to build a new home. So I would say it has been presented with the additional detail, 1/1 windows, that one.
Well, 100.
Entry door, lights on the side. Frame with lattice. Painted, good. Porch floors, tongue roof, door. Perpendicular to the house. Next one is guess. I think you can.
It's super tiny.
Black pipe railings, I'll read the ones I can, top over and for the steps. This one I could.
Railways.
Oh, railings, okay, wooden railings and balusters.
Yeah.
Black pipe railing, used for the steps, and then, right, and this says.
Roof shingles.
Roof shingles charcoal color. So.
We got it all. Thank you. Okay, any other discussion?
Just a little, I just want to make sure. So that's all those the little details will change, whatever might have been written.
Oh, but one add would be the front door. That you got, I did that, they're not, you know, through.
Yep.
Fix your interior black first. We set that addition here.
You don't have. The notation about the, from Erica, about she described what I was trying to describe, and I couldn't quite clear. But I think if you can find an example in the neighborhood, we were just a. Yeah, but the motion is to approve it the way it is. But I might just see if it's just drag, might find that door, and I don't think it'd be terribly more expensive to do it the way she just described, where the wood would have glass onto the top.
Yeah.
So I would, but that's not part of the motion. So anything.
And if you change it before you.
Yes, if you do something different, then just come back.
Okay, so we have a motion. It's been seconded. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we'll go to the vote, start myself, yes, Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Dorsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes. Commissioner Hansel.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
Really nice, glad you. So we'll have a summary, whatever, what you have, and your complete summary, tell everybody, any of these things change, can't do some part of it.
Yep.
The contractor says, can't, guys, I know you said this, we gotta just. Don't do that, come back, say, this is what we're proposing.
I can't wait to tell the contractor the updates. I will say, and I know that it's over, but we will be working with Mr. Bruin and Ms. Swallow with some great ideas. They will be consistent, but we will certainly continue the conversations going.
Great. Okay, well, good luck with your project.
Yep, thank you all.
Okay, 19 to 25 Maple Street. Those exterior repairs. Welcome. Name and home address, be ready.
Gordon Paulson, Massachusetts.
Very nice.
So I was in Massachusetts. For writings. So I was here in 2022, 195 State Street. So Eric, 1925 Silks right next to it. At the time, 195 was on City of Springfield. And since purchased it, and we purchased 1925 Maple Street, and the creative project on our properties, right across from America, which is on the corner. The project includes, requesting approval to replace the windows. With currently,
We're just speak a little louder because of the recording.
Everything's online.
I'll show it.
The windows are black windows now. That are vinyl. And we're proposing to replace them with metal windows, similar to 195. And in addition to that, we're gonna be replacing the roof. Sleeving with black asphalt as it is now. And there's a portion of it that's above and very flat roof. You'll replace them above as well. We're also proposing to repoint and repair any bricks that to be using some water. We've included our specs package of the store. The way we approach these things, they're included by the Park Service and also the Nassau store. The final item that we're replacing is the fire escape black galvanized. It's wood now. Not safe, but this is an existing 21 unit building. Yeah. So, trying to fix the outside. We're asking for a certificate of approval like you issued for 195. So we can see.
You're ready, ready. Why is this going? Sounds like you're going.
I know you've been through this before, it sounds like you're just doing what you had, it looks pretty thorough in the numbering as well.
So.
Makes it.
What the fire escape is so. It seems to me they might have been metal at one time before that.
It may have.
Is it gonna have pictures of what the fire
I
escape?
mean, is it gonna look just like it is, just
Yes.
black?
Just black,
Black metal.
black, yeah,
But visually, it's gonna look just like that.
that's correct.
And this is around the back of the building?
Yes.
So you can't see it
Can't
from
see it.
Maple Street?
Yeah, most of
Okay.
it falls under.
No, but well, you can't see it, so it's like, not seen from the street. As a public way. And just for clarity, all of the inlay and the brick detail, all that's, none of that's changing.
None, right,
Dr. Foley?
No.
They're like, oh, yeah.
The bottom of their escape being enclosed, that's kind of what it looks like here.
yes,
Okay.
It's more than.
Yeah.
Nothing further from me, Commissioner.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, anything else? Okay, I'll open up the public comment, anyone like to speak for or against the project in 1925 Maple Street? Guys, anybody online, for or against?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
This is Marie.
Oh, that's Murray.
can you say that again, please?
We're asking for any.
That's me, I'm here for my fence. I don't have nothing to say about anyone else.
Okay, thank you. Be sure for the fence. Got it. Okay, hearing none, I'll close the public comment. And come back to the commission and look for a motion for.
Move to accept as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any other questions on that? Okay, well, Commissioner Dorothy? Next second.
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Yes. I am yes as well. Commissioner Kroll?
Yes.
Okay.
thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, for this whole thing, anything changes, just let us know.
Appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate all
The
this
project.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, takes care of the continued hearing.
Thanks.
Okay, so So we'll go to 90 Clarendon Street. This would be the fence, 90 Clarendon Street.
Air it was online, which is Marie.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Marie, we're to your, we're on your application fence for 90 Clarendon Street.
Yes,
Would you like to, tell us the ask?
well, I already explained on the application, let them know the fence is, it's a fence we've been there since 2015. The main reason I had to reinstall the fence is because uh, uh, um, it's not really too much of privacy, but it's security.
Okay, so this is for an application.
And I did provide it 2 pictures to Andrew.
Yeah.
One of them, it was a video of the vehicle was the only reason that the vehicle did not run into the house again, which is happened in 2015, is because all those blocks I put in there. So therefore, I don't know exactly, all I need, I just need to keep my fence there. That's all, because it's a little, it's not too much of security, but it's a little bit better than nothing.
You want me to play the video that she submitted, assuming.
Oh, sure, yeah, so what, go ahead.
So I am hoping it will work on these.
So,
This video, it's a one after the gentleman get out and there, then the police have to come with the ambulance.
okay, we can't really see anything in the video, it's on your porch. There's somebody on the.
No. There's a video I sent from when the vehicle was inside the porch. You can go back in there to, this one is one, but the one, not this one.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
yeah, there is a second one. So,
That's the one my daughter have to direct him for, in order for him to get out of he only missed the house less than 2 inches. That's all he missed the house. Only thing that saved the house, it was some brick I have on the ground, which when he get on them, he stuck. Lord, I was going to go right into. So this video is a short one. We cut it off, but it take the guy a long time in order for him to come out.
so it's hard to see what he was driving on other than the sidewalk.
so this is,
No, he left the street. That's happened. This one. It was last year, last April last year. That was that vehicle was the 8th vehicle that run to
Okay, so
the
he
house.
drove.
2 of
So
them.
so he came up off the street, over the curb onto the sidewalk close to your house, is that?
It's not close to the house. Right, and he only missed the house 2 inches.
Okay,
2 inches. And the same thing happened in 2015, which hit the porch, which my bedroom is right on the top of the porch.
okay. Thank you.
so you can see there's that issue right here.
Well, let me just go towards the record. The record was that the fence was violating the fence ordinance, and it was. She extended her fence out past the foundation, and we sent her, I was saying that she needed to remove it back to the foundation. Now, I could go along with a hardship motion for a building to not have to take this at this time. But when I, it's just nothing to do with driving here. Somebody drives up, that's not relative to your offenses, that's somebody not driving where they were not supposed to be. But the fence is still violating the ordinance, we have still asked her to move it, and she refuses, but she is elderly. You know, the cost of moving it could be a hardship, I can understand that, but I would, if I make a motion, I'm not, I'm just giving you my opinion. The motion would be that we allow her to keep the fence. I mean, everything behind the foundation line is a non-applicability anyway, she can have it there if she wants. Just if any damage or anything happens to this fence, that it cannot be replaced out past the foundation line. That's the only solution I can think of that can help her, because she's, you know, I understand hardship. And that would be my suggestion to overcome the hardship, to leave it stay, let it stay there, but if it's damaged by, if in any manner. That it cannot be then replaced past the foundation line. Under the hardship, so. I mean, it's not, it really has nothing to do with cars driving up, because that can happen anywhere, I've been, you know, people knock my mailbox over every now and then too.
Okay.
It's not-
Like I said, in 2015, there was a vehicle one right where you see the last portion of the fence. It went right there, knocked the porch down. You know, two posts on the porch down, which cost me more than $6,000 to replace it. And if we was not there that day, that portion of the house will come down. So that's the reason when I installed the fence, I had the gentleman put the concrete in middle inside the porch, inside the post. So if a vehicle come in, I know it won't be too much, but at least it won't be able to reach the side of the house. The thing is, it's not because I have money or I want to put a fence. I don't have money. I'm not working. But the main reason I have to make that sacrifice is to be able to be safe.
Okay. And just so you're aware, on the other side, we have, you know, kind of not in peace, so I didn't know if the commission wanted the rest of the signs.
Is that the other side of her property?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
So
all past the foundation.
fence goes past the foundation. there.
yeah, and I don't know how the commission.
That's have nothing to do with the foundation because as you can see the line,
So the way this particular property is it has a bend right here, so I don't know how you want to measure. I guess,
Oh, where's the foundation?
I guess,
Get there.
yeah,
Let's not make a problem, there is.
yeah, so the foundation line, I guess if you.
I'm
extend it
okay
upward,
with that.
okay,
Yes.
That one's okay,
okay.
in my opinion, by the way.
Yep, no, I mean, that's been,
So
way back when.
let me suggest this then, on the right side, looking at it from here. I would suggest that I could make a motion that would be non-applicability, because it is technically because of the curve in the road behind the foundation. So that takes that off the table, and the other one, I will simply make the motion that as I had just said, so that's my solution to the problem to acknowledge the hardship, but not extend it forever.
So are you allowing her to replace the panel that was knocking down?
No, this is not, there's not.
She hasn't knocked anything.
Yeah, she's saying.
There's nothing missing today.
What's that?
So these two panels are really the ones.
Okay.
that are in-
There wasn't another.
There was an additional piece that went out here. Okay.
Okay,
like you can see on the end of it, it's a big rock. I had them carry put in there for me because at the time the gentleman was posting the fence, and then that was on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning, and there was another vehicle who went through there. That's the reason I said to him, put that piece of rock there for me. If you flip the picture, you can see the rock there. The rock been there since 2015. Because at least you can see the work. At least if a vehicle come in, you get the work will stop them. And those posts of defense will also really stop them because why the posts are very solid.
We've done this. That's all. This has been going on. That's all. I'm sure we need a hearing on this. Just motions to accept it.
Yeah, it's a kind of order.
Yeah, well, that's why I was thinking it's a quarter we deal with it, but I didn't think it was.
Yeah, it's a,
I guess you better.
Okay, so any other conversations from commissioners learn on the hardship and the fence? Piece of it? Open it up to public comment. Anybody like to speak for or against? For or against, any public comment? If hearing none, I'll close the public comment.
we have one
I
right.
think we have one written letter. On the fence at 90 Clarendon. September 13th, our fence 90 Clarendon Street, dear commissioner, there's already adequate fencing on this property. Owner had been required to remove a section of the driveway as it violated district rules, no fencing in the property line. I believe the fencing on the left side of the lot was allowed as it was the corner lot, though I'm not sure that that permission was given. Declined to reinforce the current fencing, but clearly no fencing in front of the property line or along the street in front of it.
I see that there. That's the guy come after me.
Require similar fencing on Westminster Street to be moved back. It was as it was in front of the foundation line. Thank you, Jim. Okay, that's all the public comment. Anything else from commissioners? I entertain a motion on the application for hardship for the fence at 90 Clarendon.
Want to decide if it should be two motions or one.
You already had one created.
Well, I want to acknowledge the hardship. So it's for the age and financial needs. So I'm gonna just make one motion for this. Yep, if you can live with that.
I just bring up suggestions.
I think we'll make a motion to accept this solution to the 90 Clarendon Street, accept the hardship or easement in financial. That the fence extending past the foundation line, she's allowed to keep it. Unless anything happens, if there's any damage or removal for any reason, then it will not be able to be replaced past the foundation. And I just throw in there that we acknowledge the other fence is falls under not applicable.
The corner,
The other side.
thanks. Very good. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Hardships are hardships,
Yeah.
but it just can't be perpetually. You gotta make it so that if anything happens, it can't be replaced. That means you have to come back and to argue it again. But so hopefully I stated that clear.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we'll do vote. Commissioner Escobar?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Kroll, yes, Commissioner Kroll? And Commissioner Zorzi?
Yep.
And Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Okay, Marie, so we approved it as is with the condition that if anything happens, somebody knocks it down, you have to take pieces down. You're not able to replace it past the front foundation line, you'd have to kind of come back and tell us what you're gonna do. Okay, that's what's been approved. And Andrew will send you out the written decision,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Thank you. Next item is 93 East Park Street. Place over. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Hey, you're all getting great education on all that, there are a variety of things, right? Wow, this is exciting.
Thank you. My name is Frank Keo, reside at 334 Roosevelt Avenue in Springfield. And I'm here, just, on really a public safety issue for 93 East Park Street. Just replacing some windows. I actually brought the window here, it's right behind you.
Awesome.
I love that, we're trying to make it interesting.
I already looked at it.
Okay. I have to carry it in, so I want a little extra credit.
know, right? Danny, maybe you should be doing this.
Yeah.
I just,
Thank you.
that's the outside, actually.
This dollar back with that, right?
Everybody going with the white, right? You're like, it's white, it's white.
No, this is the outside. Yeah, Ron,
It looks good.
it's consistent with, other windows that have been, like, in that building.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just obviously a safety issue. And obviously, as we continue to replace the windows as needed, they will be obviously similar size, scope, and everything else. And we just wanted to bring it in and a suggestion.
That's what so,
To say, okay, in case you have a question, but we obviously are looking safe in the street as all the other windows that have been replaced so far. Obviously, the long-term goal of replacing all the windows, in relatively short order. There's been major improvements to that building, with the new owner, Mr. Milky. And, it was certainly in need of a lot of work and he's, taken that as, been very diligent in, turning the property around. Yeah, I think he sent you all the different,
this all in the front, this is just gonna replace what's on the front, or?
yeah, no, it's gonna be all windows in the whole unit. yes.
Okay. So how many are your?
I would say, I think it's 6 in this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like unit, not in the unit being those, but in the one.
One unit, yeah.
Yes.
Seven windows or 6 windows.
I mean, those were replaced sometime in the past.
Yes, we're just trying to keep them all consistent, so obviously. if you drive
I
by-
mean, it makes no, like, a wood roof.
Yes,
Those look like they've already been replaced.
yes.
Yeah.
The majority have.
Wood roofs. By you? By this guy?
This guy's replaced a bunch of them, yes.
Okay, so well, you didn't come in front of us road.
There was a, I think we did actually.
No, I guess, but it happens a lot. You'd be surprised. They have some and then they say, someone tells them,
Right.
and then they come in.
I think he was pretty responsible,
Yeah.
landlord,
Quite
and
get how it goes.
he,
I mean, that's appropriate, you know, so I'm happy about that.
no, right, and obviously, we wanna make sure that we're in full compliance.
Okay.
Because
Any other questions on the window? Good, 7 windows. Okay.
City Board.
I can open it up for public comment. Anyone like to speak?
I'm
for
gonna
or
carry
against?
that home.
For or against, anybody online speak for or against the application for the 7 placement windows? Okay, hearing none, I'll bring it back to the commission and look for a motion.
I make motion to accept the windows that are presented.
You good? Second. Okay. Any other comments or questions on that, discussion? Okay, hearing none, yes, Commissioner Kroll? Yes. Commissioner Zorzi?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh? And Commissioner Escobar?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you very much, have a nice day.
Thank
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully I don't make any noise now trying to pick this up.
Just don't fall in.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no.
You can pick it up. It's a headache either way.
Hey,
I'll give you 10 seconds.
1046 Worthington Street, basement of front and side doors. Anybody here for 1046, please?
Thank you. Already take, watch out for these such that.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman here, but I'm thinking we don't.
Okay, we'll put it aside for now and see if he's back or. Okay, we move to preservation of historically significant buildings, 186 Chestnut Street. Are these all together or is this gonna be one?
All together. All together. So there are separate properties, I put them all.
Yes. Yep, so it's 186 Chestnut, 101, 103 Lyman, 113 Lyman, and 127. And this is for the waive the demolition, go ahead, all right. Name and address for the record, home address.
James Police, known as Jeb. My home address is 950 Prospect Avenue, West Springfield, Mass.
Timothy Ryan, 72 Morningside Park, attorney for Morningside Park. Springfield, 24.
13 Berry Lane, Westfield, Massachusetts.
You
Mitch
mentioned
will lock in
the
347 Audubon Road, Northampton.
There you go, thank you. Okay, John, so
I guess I'll lead off. We're here seeking a exemption or approval of an exemption from the demolition delay for these buildings which are highlighted there on the screen. It's the buildings on Lyman Street are the Cutler Block building, and Cutler and Porter Block, the Produce Exchange building. The buildings on Taylor Street are the old, I guess they call it the National Brake and the Motor Freight buildings. The buildings on Taylor Street are essentially a series of masonry, one-story garages. And they've always been kind of a garage auto use since their construction. Property is owned by Bruce Wright Group LLC. The principal of Bruce Wright is Tom Dennis. Tom Dennis is the resident. Tom Dennis is the principal of Dennis Engineering Group. Tom Dennis has significant experience in the ownership of significant historic buildings in Springfield, formerly owned 1391 Main Street, the old Third National Bank, also the Fuller Block, 1537 Main Street. Jeb Belize and Tom Dennis are partnering with respect to this site to as a proposed site for the courthouse project. And they will be submitting by the submittal date. The buildings, Tom has owned the building since 2001. Mitch Balaton, down the end of the table here, has worked with Tom on those other properties I talked about, 1391 and 1537. Mitch can talk about it, but Mitch has been involved with the attempts to rent out and lease this property for the last 15 to 20 years. And there's been zero success. These properties,
Yes.
we submitted today current interior photos of the property. So, this shows you the current status of the property. That's a wall. This is a roof that obviously or a ceiling that obviously has some trouble. That's just got about 5, 6 extra supports in there. You can see the ceilings are crumbling. That shows significant warping in the floors. Obviously, ongoing water damage.
which building is this one?
I would believe this is the produce, the produce exchange building, the one on the corner of Lyman and Taylor.
The first photo was from the WF Young building, that one, yep.
Which number? It's hard for us if we don't actually
Yeah,
have the building.
sorry.
You can see the addressing, but
It would be 113
That's
Lyman.
113, yeah.
130. Thank you.
And which one is that?
This one is considered part of the produce exchange building. It's the portion in the middle.
So 127,
127.
Yeah, part one.
and then it wraps around onto Chestnut, but it still has, I believe, a line of street address.
Yeah. I mean, this for the
That's in 127.
Oh.
And then, Andrew, if you could, yep, and Jeffrey, where's
That's
this?
127.
Okay.
127. 127.
And if you see, I mean, that's a significant buckling of the floor. Any further pictures? Okay, where's this?
That's in 127 as well. 127. That one is actually part of 113.
Making pencil.
Yeah. That's 127 as well. That's an area where the first floor had been removed from the building entirely. That's the basement of 113. That's also in 113.
And who owns the building now?
The Bruce Wright Group, Tom Dennis is the principal.
Now, all four of these?
Yes,
Okay. And they've been the owners.
since I believe it's 2000.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
a good long time.
Yeah.
Still go to history.
Sometimes I have that.
Or any, some of the pictures make it look like some of them are occupied. Is there any occupation of any buildings right now? One of those pictures.
I mean, clearly all these on 127, it's distressed property, but there's 3 other buildings, are there
So-
any tenants in any of these?
But I'm looking at this picture, looks like,
Yeah, so there's no occupants in the building on the corner of Chestnut and Lime
is there
Street.
any,
The garages have some short-term, automotive uses in there right now. And there's a month-to-month antique tenant using one of the villages for storage.
okay.
But there's no regular,
There's no.
there's no regular
residents
customer traffic coming in.
There's no apartments.
No, in one case, it's a building we control, the lease with automobiles, and those, we're moving those out. And in another case, it's grass, town as a favor to somebody, gave them free space.
And Mitch, any idea how long it's been since those Chestnut Street properties have been occupied?
That space, the upstory buildings have not been occupied since they bought it in 2001. It was empty then. So it's probably been well over 30+ years that the upper stories have been occupied. The retail spaces, we tried many times to find tenants and put them in, and we had very limited success. They'd go in and they'd leave. And we kept doing it until we just couldn't do it anymore.
So what's, and I know you said the courthouse, potential of the courthouse, if you don't get it. Then what happens to this?
That's a great question. Maybe we should get through this, if you don't mind, and then I can address that.
No, just so you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Is that you have people in that, we have one figure, just tell the story. We have people come in front of us and say, those buildings dilapidated, we should be able to tear it down. It was sheer lack of being, it's a beautiful building that they could have, but they intentionally let go because they thought it was going to go easier for us to tear it down. I won't necessarily see that here. I mean, I know the neighborhood, I'm trying to go through it for 50 years, Yeah, but my thought was, and then I'll let you get back to where you're gonna go, is that the idea that they're gonna build a new courthouse somewhere, and it'd be great if they had the piece of property, but then if that doesn't happen, all these buildings are gone when there might have been that's another chance to rehab them in some manner relative to some of the other ones. I mean, the other one's closer to the center area, north. Over there, building that came out great. They rented it quickly. But that's my point. So go ahead. Sorry.
So, just with respect to the center town, let me diverge for a minute off the script. But I'm on Market Street, which is right downtown, and I look out at the building between Market Street and Main Street, and the Springfield real estate market is what it is. That whole row is underutilized. This is a drastically different neighborhood.
Yes.
And, Mitch has tried for 15 to 20 years to get people in there. WF Young, when did they go out? 95? And there's really been no one there, and that was a family that was there for, generations. And nobody has filled it back in, so 40 years or 30 years without a use is some evidence of the fact that as currently constructed, this is not an economically viable property.
A lot of those aren't anyway without.
Yeah.
Which address, which one is this one?
This is 130, 127, excuse me.
So this is the one we see in all the pictures now.
Yes.
Okay.
And
The majority.
majority.
I mean, I know the building. It just seems like something like that could be maybe out of the 4 buildings, maybe 3 of them would have to go anyways. But I would, part of me, all my mind is telling me is tear them down on a prospect, not have the prospect come through and the buildings are coming. But anyway, I'm not got back in the way. Go ahead, you take it.
It go back, if I may, Jeff, was head of construction for Belize. And obviously looks at properties, so besides the history that Mitch and Tom went through with the property. Jeff, can you just go over the assessment, and Jeff also turned in a letter, but can you just go through the assessment of what the conditions would mean and why nobody's been able to invest or want to?
So I'm walking through the building, one of the primary issues is roof leaks, obviously, that we saw, and that water has gotten into the building, deteriorated. It's a wood frame structure with masonry. So then that's leaked down to other floors. It's caused problems that we're seeing in those photos. Obviously, we have typical settling in the buildings because they're old. There's asbestos that's in the buildings, and there's also mold from water that's in there. And then on top of that, if the buildings were to be repurposed, the amount of work that would need to go into bringing up to current codes in terms of egress stairways, elevators, ADA accessibility, and doing all that with a building this age, it's a incredible investment that would be very difficult to make work for any type of use.
And it has been successfully done a few times, and I understand, I really am focusing on one building, not the 4.
Yeah.
Because part of what we have to evaluate that, whatever value, if one of them has value, I feel like this should be on our table. And the worst we can do is say no, I would say. But
And, if we go back to Andrew, the overhead. The whole of the the Taylor Street side is really kind of a 1-story garage. Yeah. That is all 1-story. And that garage is essentially all of it the subject of activity use limitation imposed by the DEP, imposed on.
I understand.
And it looks like it's all gasoline. It looks like there used to be a service station, the Goodyear is. And, many years ago.
And subject to the asbestos, whether you do or they do, whether you restore it or you take it down, asbestos does the same thing in the lead. You get a hole, all that, it's the same thing. As you gotta remediate it before you tear it down.
The plan is to, it's gonna be a long process to get that stuff out, and you can't remediate it with a roof. Because it's under the concrete, it's a concrete floor, it's under there, it's in
Have
the.
they done, let's say, go the numbers, testing? Yes.
Yes, so there's,
Yes.
yeah, we've got a report here from
That's
April
something.
09. We've got a report here from Riley Tubman, Milken, April 2000.
How bad was that?
So it's old gasoline and
It's
Moving
around
around.
the AUL is.
it's really those garages, and they said they fingerprinted it, whatever that means, to gasoline that was made in the mid-80s. So beautiful. Yeah.
But I'm just, I gotta cover this in my head, sure.
Did they do soil testing on the lot?
Yes.
So, but
Yeah.
orange, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Yeah, so phase 2 was done, and again, the problem because the building is there. The safest way to address it, if they weren't
Yep.
going to do anything, is just leave the floors over it and obviously have it capped that way. But it's certainly, still hot, so to speak. And Mitch can address kind of, I think, just the number of people that they tried, that Tom has been a willing seller for 20 years. And capital is usually pretty smart. It seeks opportunity, and in this case, Mitch.
So to your point, we have for since 2007 been marketing property for sale. And we've had local and regional people from Boston, New York come through the building, look at it for housing redevelopment, look at it for office conversion. And the outcome on every tour is they can't make it work.
I believe it.
So the functional obsolescence, the deterioration, the economic cost associated with it, we have not been successful. And it's not like we really exhausted every option on this property from a marketing standpoint over 20, almost 20 years.
I felt out that, I live in Springfield, I mentioned I have a it's been for 30 years. So,
And I will say, I will say that, the team that's assembled have had a number of really successful projects that they've devoted themselves to, the Stearns Building, FNA Building, the Polo Block Building, the South End, so they really have tried to do that.
well, I'm just, what do you, I see, I'm supposed to ask this question. Because people just, like I said, we've got people don't want to tear something down because they didn't take care of it. And ultimately, they're gonna tear it down, that's just kind of.
Was there anybody that was interested in this and said, I would do something except for this? Because,
Except.
like, I like the building, I like the location, but because of this, I can't do it. I'm not a buyer now.
Yeah, I mean, the issues have been those items, like.
So I just want you to, I think it's important for people to understand,
We have
one
not,
thing to have it out for sale, right? It's
yeah,
another thing when people come and say, hey, this is great, except this is a deal breaker, I can't
Yes.
because of this, because now
Yes.
nothing makes sense.
yes.
So what would that be?
The issues have been what I just cited, which is the cost associated with the renovation, the deterioration of the buildings, the market, the location,
It's below ground in the ground.
well,
Yeah.
the location has been a challenge in that market right now in terms of what's around there.
Yep.
It's been we have had probably about over 100 people that have toured through that building over the years, and it has been consistent. Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Are you gonna drop the family? Family, you're all with. You're on board.
Has it ever gone under contract, this property?
No.
Okay.
I asked questions.
Please.
I promise it's my last one. So. Tear it all down, courthouse goes somewhere else.
No.
Historic gardens.
Well, that was a really good setup for the story, and sadly, I hope everybody was asleep, there is a story to tell. In 2022, Mitch called me and said, hey, you should look at the TD Bank building, which happens to be Tom Dennis's next door neighbor right across the way. And we bought the TD building. And I happened to meet Tom at Mitch's son's wedding. Good guy, but we didn't have any, great relationship per se. And when Mitch, when the courthouse first came out, Mitch said, we should really look, to see what opportunities are around in Springfield to make Springfield better. And what happened was he talked to Tom, and Tom said, well, it's a big block. He said, but I don't have the wherewithal in terms of time and focus right now with all the challenges. And Mitch suggested, how about Jed? So I met Tom, And we partnered up and said, let's look at this as an opportunity for Springfield. And for myself, I said, Tom, 67. For the last 50 years, I remember delivering trucks for my dad at M&S Tomato up there when I was a kid. It's stagnant. That area has only gone worse. So my wife says, why would you do that? I said, it's a one in a lifetime shot to change neighborhood. So Tom said, go for it. And the former Chesting Lounge burned down. And we acquired that in May, Rick. It just started. We went and met with Goodyear gentlemen, put a deal together on Goodyear, and now we have the lot. And the question you asked, which is the most important question, is this just a couple of guys that want to get a courthouse? And we look at it as a significant opportunity for the neighborhood and for the downtown. And we believe it's a compelling bid to make, a compelling proposal. But we may not be picked for that. I've met with the Tim Sheehan, explained our position. Our position is we're in and we're not backing away. We will change that neighborhood. We will change that block. And there is no guarantee that we'll ever get the courthouse in that location, as hard as we may try. So we've met with neighbors, we've met with neighboring properties, and we've taken a holistic approach, not just to that block, but to the other properties in the area as well. If you will, and I'm very proud of what we accomplished in the South End, and you should be, we're taking the same approach. And it's kind of funny, when my brother and I started in 2010, it almost seemed impossible. And sometimes you get lucky and you're able to buy a couple of properties you didn't think you were able to. And then other neighbors and other property owners came to us because they actually saw the opportunity and helped us get there. We look at this because we have a whole block that we can probably make more progress faster than most opportunities. So we're not going to desert, we're not going to back away. I had two very good conversations with Betsy Johnson. And I'm sure Betsy may have sent she says,
her letter of support to the.
Yeah.
He's the president of the
Yes.
the central neighborhood, yes. State.
I'm actually here online.
Oh, hey, thanks for chiming in. Can you describe who you are? Wait, we just did. We're good. Thank you.
And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Erica, but one of our attorneys talked to Erica and updated her somewhat today. And this is something that we wouldn't have gone public with, and we would have waited until the bid was turned in. But in our circumstance, when you look at the health issues at the current courthouse, there is no way that we could be approved on this site if we don't clean up the environmental problems.
It's in my mind.
And so we just realized we'll run out of time. And we feel like that's not fair to the neighborhood or the city. And I don't mean the city needs to pick us, but I believe they deserve the choice to be able to pick us and put it into the downtown area. So we will move with light speed to properly clean that site and have it shovel ready for development. And obviously, if it's not a courthouse, we will move swiftly to find really good development for downtown. I had a good meeting with Tim Sheehan. We talked about the opportunities and what's available and what they would like to see. And we feel that we have what it takes to actually make the improvements to that area. So what we really have is we've got an environmental issue that we've got to attack. That's what's precipitating the situation we're in. Erica had some, great concerns because our application didn't tell anybody. But now we're here to just address the whole truth and what we need to do to make that site shovel ready for a courthouse or another project. And I just have to address it because it's the truth. The neighborhood is hurting. Like my daughter interned for Tim's firm. I remember she saying, "Oh, I'm going to the state records building every day." And I have to admit, I'm a little concerned because I make that walk sometimes, and sometimes there aren't the best characters walking. Then I read the sheriff's report and we see what's going on. So we are absolutely committed, Tom and myself, to making a sea change to an important area of the downtown and for the downtown as a whole. Now, here's the part that I think you'll enjoy here. I hired David Manfredi as our he's renowned and really some of his best projects have been taking the Seaport and Fenway, both with historic significance, and blending that into those new projects. He also did, I gotta remember, it was at the south end, the Holy Cross Cathedral. Did extraordinary work there. We hired him and asked him to do the same thing here. And when he came in and he looked at the building, it wasn't a concession or it wasn't a challenge. He actually enjoyed seeing the architecture and felt confident that he would be able to pay tribute to the historical significance of the building in a new courthouse scenario or what would follow. So we won't desert the responsibility to bring that into the property. Incidentally, I should point out, the RFP courthouse is very specific of what we need to do for historical significance. So if we ignore that, it's akin to saying we don't want to win the bid. We will dedicate the same resources, the same professional, and the same really people to doing the same thing if we don't win the courthouse.
Good. Any other questions? No, I got all the questions.
I got lots.
Anything else from commissioners? Got more? What else you got?
No, just I'm thinking how the heck we hold you to that, the store, but you know what? We know how you handle this. We came for a previous demolition that made sense. So this is a little harder than that one, but that's probably the best guarantee that anybody's ever sat here and offered us relative, because what we were doing for the casino, which was mayhem from a historical preservation home, we fought. When I walk down Main Street and I see the facade the way it is, I'm glad we fought for that. I mean, there's things there I wish hadn't been done the way they done. It didn't matter. On Main Street, State Street, we still have a very historic facade. So given that makes it easier to consider that this could be a courthouse of a historic design within construction. That would be kind of dynamic in the city. Do something fantastic there. So kind of just it twisted me a little there. That's pretty good.
Okay, anything else? That was pretty thorough. Thank you, gentlemen. I go to public comment or read when. Yeah, 3 letters for public comment here, and then open it up to.
I think everyone's still here, right?
Oh, doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt.
Sometimes show this, whether something's actually public hearing. It never hurts to have. Well, only hurts if you don't when you should have. So let's have this.
Okay, first letter of public comment on 113, 127 Lyman Street. It's from Dear Historical Commission's Historic Preservation Trust is adamantly opposed to the demolition of these architecturally and historically significant buildings. The highly ornate color and border block was built in 1894, designed by architect Frederick Newman, who designed and recently renovated the Fort Square building. The Produce Exchange building was built in 1899, for many years was the home of Absorbing Jr. The two buildings were placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1983. Not as part of the district, but as individually important buildings. Demolition for the betterment of Springfield is stated as the reason. Vacant lots, destruction of viable, reusable property. For no stated or proposed usage can never be for the betterment of Springfield. It is imperative that this waiver for the 9-month demolition delay be rejected. The demolition delay ordinance to save buildings such as the National Needle Building, Willie's Overland Building, and the Underwood Building. It has allowed new owners to find alternative uses, all better than demolition. Adaptive reuse is a tool that's been saved and reused from numerous buildings, and these buildings are great candidates for reuse. Demolition is a wasteful and short-sighted. Reuse is creative. National Register status makes significant tax credits available. The Historic Commission must protect our National Register properties. The Cutler and Porter Building and the Produce Exchange Building should, in fact, be designated a local historic district to protect them once the demolition delay is over. Sincerely, Eric Swallow, President, Springfield, Preservation of. Next one's from Ed Fitzgerald. There are alternatives, all better than demolition. The adaptive reuse is a tool to serve and reuse numerous buildings in Springfield. These buildings are great candidates for reuse. Demolition is wasteful and short-sighted. Reuse is creative. National Register makes significant tax credit incentives available. Historic Commission has the opportunity to protect our National Register properties. Cutler Porter Building and the Produce Exchange Building should in fact be designated local historic district to protect them once the demolition delay is over. Sincerely, Ed Fitzgerald. Okay, I think this is from Erica, but it looks like the same. Erica's just writing it herself personally. I rated opposition to double delay for 113, 127 Lyman Street. Resident of Springfield has chosen this city to be my home specifically for its historic significance and historical architecture. These two buildings, 113 and 127 Lyman Street, are both in the National Register of Historic Places. Rather than be demolished without a state plan, they should be designated as a single building local historic districts for their individual significance. I write as a concerned residents concerned that we are demolishing our beautiful architecture, history, and potential. Sincerely, Eric. Okay, I'll open it up to public comment, and I'll ask you to keep your comment to fewer than 2 minutes. If anyone would like to speak for or against the demolition delay. Name and address on the record, please.
Here Holmes, 74 Walnut Street. I'm talking in regards to Springfield Preservation Trust. We still do oppose the demolition of 113 and 127 Lyman Street. Again, they are on the National Register. As for other examples of demo delay creating opportunities, as stated, the Willis Overland Building, which did a beautiful restoration process. Not only do you see the architecture, but you also see the inside, preserving its historic character of motor vehicles. Same with National Needle, they did a wonderful restoration, and now it is a functioning business of Devon self-storage in Springfield, as well as you have the the Underwood Building, which was formerly a typewriter company, which now they're fixing the roof. They got a Build Back Better Springfield grant, and I imagine that they're going to turn it into a wonderful place again, restore it. And I would really like to see this happen with these. And all of these properties have been helped by Springfield Historical Commission to keep these viable. Whether it was a local historic district or helping to continue the demo delay instead of prohibiting it.
Thank you. So you're against?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else like to speak for or against?
I would also like to say
Name and
that
address. Sorry.
Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road, and I'm the chair of the Historical Commission for the Forest Park Civic Association, and I'm also against this.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Karen Lee, 18 Lawn Street, resident of Springfield. So thank you for your great questions because most of my questions have been answered, so appreciate that. But I'm having a little difficulty in 24 years. So is it true to say that you bought these 4 parcels for $300,000? Okay, it's okay. Just from what I've read. These 4 parcels were bought as a package for $300,000. And then 24 years later, here we are. The buildings are just decaying. But I am not for or against this project for the courthouse. But what I want to just say to the developers here that on April 30th, when we had the meeting at City Hall about the courthouse, to just be sensitive to what people were asking. And one of the things was historic, that if you're going to destroy a historic property, that there's, you put it back somehow, maybe into a preservation fund of some kind, or if you deforest land, that there's a conservation fund that's contributed to. There's gonna be a black hole left in the city of Springfield, right in the center. And the people of Springfield have already paid to enhance Court Square. Now, we want to move that whole business section and the restaurants and the law offices that are going to, be shuttered. We're gonna move all that to another part of the city, probably ask for a diff, which is probably not a good idea, because then that means all that income would go into that area instead of the rest of the city, etc. So I'm just asking to be mindful of what was said at that meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else or again? Can you folks speak out? Anyone online? Erica? I got a letter.
Yes, I wanted to update from my conversation with the attorney representing the developer, which was really positive today. Still against the specific thing on the table, which is lifting the demo delay or a waiver for that. The demo delay is a positive instrument for historic preservation to have these constructive conversations. And I think with the really strong team that the developer is putting together, there is an opportunity to save the 2 National Register buildings, 113 and 127. So I would encourage to deny the demolition waiver today, but to have the developer come up with a plan that can maybe preserve those 2, integrated into the design. As far as the trust is concerned, those 2 buildings are the priority. So perhaps those 2 could be preserved due to their extreme significance, but maybe the others, the plan could say we're saving these 2, we're going to need to demolish the others. And also I'll say regarding the AUL with the gas spill, there could be ways to, if there is any underneath these 2 buildings of great significance, you could consider ask your engineers, is there a way to get to the oil underneath these buildings without demolishing them? It sounds like it's all under the 1-story garages, and if that's the case, then I think it seems appropriate for the betterment of Springfield to have those brought down to clean up the oil spill, retain the 2 most significant buildings. I am very grateful for the project here. It's a great opportunity for revitalizing that area. And I agree with a lot of the statements on that in that regard. And so I would oppose the demo delay to help us use that instrument to have these constructive conversations. And maybe at an upcoming meeting, the developer could return with a plan.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, and Betsy?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta lower my hand here. Betsy Johnson, I am the 31 Mattoon Street, Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm the current president of the Metro Center Association, which is the neighborhood council for the downtown area. As a entire, we've had just very brief email correspondence among the board of the council. So we have not the council itself has not actually taken a specific position on the situation today, other than the fact our number one priority right now of the council is that the new courthouse be relocated in the downtown business district of Springfield. And this is one of the most viable sites for that to take place. We also do recognize that despite what the Preservation Alliance has said in terms of examples of terrific reuse, these are not buildings that have sat underutilized for as long as these in general, and they don't have some of the same hazardous waste problems that this. I can see I appreciate what Erica just said. And I would think if we can help out the owners and their potential for potentially having a viable bid for the courthouse, if that at least helps with the demolition of the garages and being able to immediately address the hazardous waste issues there, we would be in support of that.
Thanks, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Or against? Public speak out? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public.
Hi, this is Nels Fry from 17 Mattoon Street. I'm not really for or against here because I think we all kind of know that if we can get the courthouse there, then anything is worth it. But my question is, can the facade be retained somehow? Like you get rid of the rest of the building and just retain the facade?
This isn't it, Niles, it's more or less for or against. So it's not, typically, this is just your opinion on whether you support. And again, just for clarity, what this is whether or not the application is to waive the demo delay. So it's been great conversation about what's really before the commission. This commission is whether or not to waive the 9-month demo delay. That's really all that's here. I know we've talked about what their use is and they've been nice enough to show it, but the application is to waive the demo delay. So for or against, Nelson?
I abstain.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hearing none on the public speak. Anybody else online? I can't see everybody on there. Was there anybody else with their hand up? Good. Just want to be fair to everybody here. Okay, we'll bring it back to the
Like, if you find another question. Okay, is there any direct engineering study that indicates these are safe or parallel?
I'm gonna defer to Jeff.
whoever.
So we don't necessarily have a studies from my visual walkthrough today. There's obviously significant structural damage to the center portion of 127.
The hard part for us right there is you got there's a number that doesn't.
Which is the corner building.
That's the
Mhm.
one.
Yeah,
The corner building was the one with roofs falling.
yes, that's the
That's a
one.
damn shame, dude. Cause that's a very interesting. But
As a practicing attorney, we have two courthouses in this town. One was built in 1887 by H. Richardson. Well, I'll quarrel with you on the still going fine. And the other was 1974 by the county. We have the old courthouse at the time, or shortly after they opened up the current courthouse. It's off. And it's an 1887 building. It was built as a courthouse. It was built as a public space. It's off. You've got people meeting in the hallway. And so you can't.
And wrapping up, because we guys have had a lot of time to talk. So I really
You
don't wanna.
can't rehab these buildings into a modern courthouse. That's what we're trying to do here.
And so, and our, part of my disposition was, that I already stated this, so when someone doesn't take care of it, then they say you should just tear it down when they do nothing.
But could I make a one sentence clarification? That's, okay, Mr. Manfredi is instructing us what to say, and he is excited about facade, bricks, and what to do, so we plan on doing real justice with, you know, what's there. I'm not the architect, so I can't tell you what it looks like, but we're working with it.
You have the credibility to say the things you're saying. There's some people sit here and don't. You're not wrong. You know that. We know. And it's still problematic in a way, but even just being willing to recreate the style of the facades and things in the area does help me to.
Thank you, another commissioner, my question,
I just
your
want
observation.
an observation, that it would have been, that I find it disappointing that 30 years ago, they didn't put a roof on that building. And they didn't put a roof on it for 30 years, so that now it's in the condition that it's in, that it needs to be demolished. That breaks my heart. If you're going to be the kind of person who is responsible for maintaining the historic integrity of a building, you would want to protect it like a roof. And that would have taken care of a great deal of what we saw today. So that's just an observation. I hope that you don't think that it's offensive. That's my observation.
Okay. Very good. Commissioners, any other?
Have there been any notice of homelessness activity around and in the building?
Particularly in the testing that we gave us, and we're just waiting for water shut off.
Yeah.
Today here that, so. Experience, so you can.
Yeah, okay. And that's the old American.
Yes,
The American
yes.
farm.
Yes, the little white, yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna give me a, you wanna demolish that?
Yes, and we actually have approval with that, with Jeff was here, several weeks ago at Thunder for that, and. A lot of time.
I remember the same.
You know, sleep and. Set up.
Anything else? Okay, so I would entertain a motion from the commissioner. Draft motion is Andrew was provided in here.
Make the motion to live the double restriction allowed demolition system village suggest the street.
Not enough.
Street, the 113 line the street, 127 line street is presented in the application.
Duke. Their second. Okay, any other clarification, observations, input from commissioners on the?
No, it's one of those that's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be, one where we can't make everybody happy, but we certainly have a chance to, I vote, because I'm telling you, I think it's, given what you said, especially with that, the potential of a historical facade, it really brings some new life back to that area. So.
And then.
So who gets the pay grade, like the passes, we can take, I think.
Okay, any other comment? Okay. Go ahead, we'll start with Commissioner Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Commissioner Nestor,
Yes.
Commissioner Kroll, yes, Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
and Commissioner Zorley.
Yes.
Hey, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I just want to say that, you know, all
Yeah.
day.
Well, I'm gonna look forward, it's your commitment, look forward to you, and maybe there's a lot right here, team, and honestly, they're great with the guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. Oh.
You can, and I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. I don't know if we missed it, earlier, we had 1094 Worthington Street.
Yeah.
Everybody here for 1094 Worthington Street?
Coming back.
Let's come back and left.
Came back?
That's 46 for it.
Sorry.
46,
46. I was testing. I'm trying to
I
see if
know.
it's really the, it's really the address.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we're going back to 1046 Worthington Street. Name and home address for the record, sir.
Rafael Rosado, 1046 Worthington Street.
And what are we doing, sir?
The back door.
The back door.
Yes,
Is it visible from the street?
no.
Okay, can we have a picture
Oh,
of
yes.
1046?
Yes, I think this way.
What is the back door in the back of the building opposite Worthington? Can you see it from the street? Where's the street view?
I was told to look on the side, I think very much.
Sorry, that's street view or down street view?
Give me a second picture, I'm sure the keyboard, is it gonna be fun? Well, it did respond.
Maybe be bad.
So what we used to do with television, give it smack across on the side, and see if that fixes it.
Yeah, shape the beams up.
You know, some round tracks, see if you can improve the reception, maybe.
So it's this building.
Hold it up to there.
Not to worry about.
About the side street.
See what Oakland Street looks like.
Show that.
Yeah,
Isn't it boring?
love that color.
Yeah.
So is it around like where the driveway is?
Where is it?
In the back.
So.
Spin around, spin around, spin around. Is it right there?
It has some minimal visibility.
Minimal gas.
It's gotta be visible in winter.
Is that it right there? Okay, it's minimal visibility. You can see it on Golden Street. Right? Okay.
Do we have a design for a new door that you want to put in?
I think it's right here. An ATM home improvement, is this the one?
Yes.
And this is just a wood door?
No, steel.
What's that? I'll show you, there's no,
So it's a solid.
it's solid, there's no glass, no glass. The lights, which one? Oh, just the, those are glass. Okay, yeah, on here, it just looks like panels.
Right.
Okay, so there's a storm door and then the upper one's gonna be the inside door.
Yeah.
Right? So really what you're gonna see is the bottom door from the outside of the, for the most part, right? And is this gonna be black in color? What color?
White.
You want it white?
So
Would you consider doing it? What?
I know.
Asked and answered.
Why do you want it in white?
Because everything else, all the windows are white. I see.
we have a correct
Can
picture.
you look at where we work? Does it look like your windows were actually? Oh, they are white. Okay, I thought they were black.
And the front door is white?
The front door is wood, brown.
What we have is.
Brown wood?
This is.
Yeah.
It's
I would never change the front door.
Yeah, all the windows are replacement.
You should, make it look like
Are
that.
they storm windows or replacement?
Those look like some. They do.
Do you have storm windows on the outside or are those actual vinyl windows? Are those are storm windows, right?
Oh, no, mine windows.
Those are vinyl windows.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Minimal, it's minimal visibility. I want to see it then. Golden Street. Okay, any other questions from commissioners on this? Dr. Paul? No. Good. Yeah. Okay, open up the public comment. Anyone want to speak for or against the door replacement at 1046 Worthington Street? Good. Okay, anyone online? Bueller? Okay, hearing none, we'll take it back to the commission, and entertain a motion on 1046 Worthington Street.
I make a motion to accept the doors as presented.
I second.
Any other discussion?
You know why I'm replacing the door?
Oh, no.
Well, there's so many break-ins. I've been there for almost, pretty close to 30 years. And my next door neighbor last Monday broke into it. The other one, he didn't move out, and the other way they broke into it.
Wow.
So every,
Yep, understood.
they do it.
Yeah, you gotta make it secure.
Back to her.
Gotta be secure.
You gotta secure your house.
Yep. Okay, we got a first and a second, we'll go to the vote, I'm a yes, Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Zorzi,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes, and Espel.
Yes.
That's it for all the items I have here, and administrative updates.
I did two non-applicabilities, one, 320 Forest Park Lab, asphalt roof, taking the Avenue, which, glass panes and frames were switched out for any kind of materials. In regards to, I had someone call me regarding electrical mover, on Long Hill. They were wondering if plantings shielding the meter on the side of the house would satisfy the non-applicability requirement, and I said no, in case those plantings were removed, but I said I would reach out just in case. Sounds like the commission was still with it, so I'll let them know. And then Eversource Gas, they will be coming in with an application soon. And I wanted to ask the commission in terms of the documentation that you will want for an application. I recommend it. They have 2 or 3 properties where the meter has to go on the front, so I said do those properties individually. And then I said you could group the other properties by street. And then, so the question is, what type of documentation do you want? They won't have a formal, like, site plan, so I recommend taking a photo of where, and then drawing where it's gonna be. That works for you guys. I will let them know, and they're gonna start putting that together. So, and then that's all.
You're all set. You're all set.
Yep.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we voted.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
we voted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for staying.
Help. What it is.
So that is it.
And we already. So that was electric, so.
Yeah, so electric, I'm still waiting for the written confirmation from
Right,
them.
but everybody's kind of had.
Yeah, I'm fingers crossed, that's going to be.
Okay, forum call for the second.
I'm not gonna be here.
Okay.
I'll be,
I will be.
I'll be here.
So the next.
I'll be in-
Next one, 3. So.
Okay.
Okay, anything for public speak up? Anyone like to speak out at all on anything?
I'm good.
Okay,
You staring like you had a question all this time. I'm thinking.
I just want to say thank you for the letter of support.
well,
Oh, you're welcome.
great, okay,
Happy.
motion to adjourn,
So.
all in favor?
yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Well,